Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Mesa SparkTank. And I'm delighted to see you here, and I think we're going to have a very fun evening. I'm going to start off a little bit on the serious side by quoting our mission, and there's a reason for that that you'll understand in a minute. ATSU University of Health Sciences serves as a learning-centered university dedicated to preparing highly competent professionals through innovative academic programs, with a commitment to continue its osteopathic heritage and focus on whole person healthcare, scholarship, community health, interprofessional education, diversity, and underserved populations. With that mission, with the language of that mission, particularly in the beginning, we see a definitive focus on learning-centered education and innovation. And I think that with that language in mind, it makes sense that we might tap into the talents of our community and challenge our faculty, staff, and students to propose creative, cutting-edge teaching and learning projects using technologies and techniques to make learning experiences better, more efficient, and to make our teaching more effective. The challenge to be learning-centered and innovative, the challenge in the language of our mission, then leads us to SparkTank. An event such as SparkTank takes a great deal of planning and work behind the scenes to organize and implement. So there are many, many people in the university, many of them here tonight, but also in Kirksville, who have contributed time, effort, and resources to make this event possible. And I want to extend my sincere thank you to all the supporters, workers, volunteers, organizers, participants, and judges. Your efforts are appreciated, not only by me, but by the catalyst and driver of the SparkTank, Dr. Marcia Ham, the University Director of the Teaching and Learning Center, who joined our university at the beginning of the fall semester. So please join me as I turn the mic over to Dr. Ham and she formally begins our event.
Thank you, Dr. Boyle. Yay.
Thank you. And welcome. I'm so excited to see each of you out here today. This has been a lot of work coming together, and it's going to be a great event. We were really delighted and excited to have 19 proposals that were submitted for SparkTank competition. And we had a prejudging that brought it down to 8 finalists who will be competing tonight. Each one of them have done a lot to prepare their presentations. We've asked them to, if you're familiar with Shark Tank, it's going to be a pitch. It's not going to be a presentation. So I hope that you will join us in supporting them. We're looking forward to the competition. We're really excited to have Dr. Jack Dillenberg as our MC tonight. He's going to do a great job. We're going to be running this like a regular production show, so you will see our stagehands, our proposals, and our teams will enter stage right, I guess it is, looking from your position, and will come in and they will have 10 minutes to pitch their proposal. At the end of 10 minutes, then the judges will have 5 minutes to question them, at which point then they will assign their ratings, which we will tabulate and accumulate in our judging room so that by the end of the 8th presentation, then we will have the scores ready for them to deliberate and pick the winners. When it comes time to pick the winners and they're deliberating, at that point in time, we will be drawing for the door prizes that we have, including the iPad mini. You must be present to win. I will mention that now. And I have invited the participants, after they present, they may sit in the room over to our right, your right, my left, and watch the balance of the program. So please join me now, and even though they're not in the room, let's give a round of applause for the participants and welcome Dr. Jack Dillenberg.
Woo! I got it. I'm mic'd up.
Oh, you're mic.
Hey, welcome everyone. What a thrill. This is a real exciting evening, and I want to thank all of you for coming out. I personally want to thank our judges, who I'm going to introduce now. I'll start first with Dr. Gevitz, Norman Gevitz, our Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, and comes to us with a tremendous experience in osteopathic education, history, so many things. Norm, it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so very much. To his right, we have someone that looks very familiar to me. Beth Poppery. You know, she's a great judge. She just came back from New York where she was at the Westminster Kennel Club. She was not a judge, but boy, did she have an opinion. So I know that, which is a good thing. So we're delighted to have Beth here with us tonight. She's our Associate Vice President for Student Affairs and someone who I think is going to be very proud of her student presentations tonight that she's going to see. To her right, we have Sean Summerer, our new Vice President for University Advancement, and someone I think who brings a tremendous wealth of experience and global appreciation to the university and to this process. Sean, thank you so very much for being one of our judges. And then, starting over here, is this correct? This is someone I've known for a very long time. As a member of our Board of Trustees, Bob Ewell, and I knew him in the old days when he was the former president of Bar S Foods here in Arizona, made the best hot dogs on the planet. And he's an extraordinary businessman, an extraordinary judge of good and bad, right and wrong, and brings an intellect and a tremendous leadership experience to our Board of Trustees. I thank you so much for your giving of your time for that and for your time this evening to help us evaluate these presentations. To his right is someone that doesn't need much of an introduction to many of us, someone I've known for too many years, Dr. Ted Wendell, who is now our Senior VP for Strategic Initiatives and Planning, but that's his gift because he's so bright. What I think his greatest gift is his art and his talent and his photography. I hope if you have not, please make a point at some point to take a look at some of Ted's artwork, whether it be working with the underserved on the mission ships or going to Nepal and documenting some of the real critical issues facing our time. He's got a real gift for doing that, and it's great to have you here, Ted. Thanks for sharing your expertise with us. And then one of our best and brightest, Mike Cronenfeld, who is our Director of and University Librarian at ATSU Library. There are very few people more dedicated to the success of our students than Michael is. And he's demonstrated that from his very first day. He's got a great insight into what he's going to hear about tonight and from both the faculty and student perspective. And I'm so delighted that you accepted the invitation to be on our judging panel. So these are our judges. Can you give them a round of applause, please, for taking time out to be with us tonight and really help us through the process. So, let's get started, don't you think? I think, hey, listen, if we're not having fun, we're doing something wrong, okay? So let's make sure we never forget that while we take our work very seriously, but not necessarily ourselves. And I want all of us to acknowledge and be proud of the presentations that we're going to see and hear tonight.